guys, it's your girl Nelby, and I'm back here with another video for you guys. I know this video is long awaited, but I've had such a hectic week. But by the title of the video, I know you guys can tell what it's already about. So without further ado, let's get into the video. I brought my phone here because I just wanted to cover every topic and I didn't want to leave anything out. So I just have it here because I don't want to say anything or ramble on. So here are my top 5 tips on how I, a wheelchair user, potty train my very rambunctious able-bodied toddler.
Special somebody, that special somebody, hey. If you that special somebody, you ain't gotta worry about me saying names, I won't tell nobody. You ain't gotta worry about me playing games like it's a time.
Before I say any tips, I just want to let you guys know that a lot of these tips are universal. They will work for any parent, whether you're disabled or not. But I just wanted to share my story because I didn't see any videos for parents with disabilities, and I know that sometimes because of our limitations we have to find other ways to do things. It might be more difficult, it might have more steps, it might include more strategizing rather than physical labor, but these are proven tips that I use myself, and hopefully they'll work for you just as good as they worked for me. Because potty training, for a while there, I almost gave up and I thought that it was going to be impossible because I couldn't physically keep up with my daughter. So I thought, how am I going to make her sit on the potty?
This was a video that I did a while back on my potty training struggles, and now that my daughter is fully potty trained, I can't believe we did it, but it is possible. And back then I thought that she'd never be potty trained, and I deleted it because of auditing issues, but now she's fully potty trained.
But communication and routine goes a long way, as you'll see in my first tip. Tip number 1. So tip number 1, guys, is kind of what I was saying before about the importance of communication. And I mentioned this in my other parenting video on how I parent with a disability. Communication in aspects of all parenting, especially for disabled parents, are imperative to do this successfully, because you're lacking that physical component of being able to physically carry your child or make them do something or just grab them by the hand, because we don't have that ability. And kids are pretty smart. My daughter realized it pretty early on that mom just couldn't do everything that other moms could do. So we kind of had to figure out what worked for us in our own way. But that speaks true for potty training. I was so frustrated because I couldn't get her to physically do the things that I wanted her to do at the time that I needed her to do them. But what really worked for me is, before even starting the potty training process, is to have open dialogue about potty training, get them interested, play potty training games. I know I bought that little Baby Alive, and I know there's like a potty training Elmo, and I played with her and I said, look, the baby's going on the potty. The baby's going on the potty. And we played that and she got the hang of it and she was excited. She was like, I want to be a big girl too, mommy. And before even knowing the idea, before she even knew what potty training was and how she would do this, she was excited because we watched YouTube videos on it, we read books, and it will be so much easier if you get them interested. Because I don't know about you guys, but to physically get my toddler to do something that she wasn't interested in would be hard for any parent. When you physically can't pick them up, you have to find some way to engage them and get them to understand that this is something that mommy needs you to do without having that physical component. So I think open dialogue is the best way to do it. And I think that goes back to my other video of having that open line of communication, because if they know that you don't follow through, then they know that you can't get to them if you need to. So they will play on that because they will figure out pretty quick that you have a physical disability. They might not have that vocabulary for it, but they know. And if you don't have that line of communication where they know what mom says goes, you will not be able to keep track of them, even on a potty training schedule, much less in the other aspects of your daily life. So keep that in mind. It's up to you, but that's what I recommend before even starting any of these active tips. Number 2, and this kind of coincides with my first tip about communication and the importance of having that open dialogue. I think it's very important to wait for the signs. Wait for your child to tell you, I'm ready, even if they're a little reluctant, because for any child, anything new is scary. But I think if they're showing the extra added signs of potty training readiness, I think it will take a lot of the stress of the physical aspect that maybe if you're wheelchair bound, you won't be able to do as effectively, because your child will most likely be very interested in going to the potty whenever they get that feeling and they start doing that little potty dance, or they will just have that excitement. So even if they screw up, they will be excited to go at it again. And I think waiting for those signs of my daughter would, when she needed to pee and she knew that she shouldn't do it in the diaper, but she wasn't quite sure, she wasn't quite given the tools to go to the potty, she just didn't know what to do, she would literally go in the corner away from me. She'd start pulling out her diaper when it was wet to let me know, hey, I'm wet, I need to change. And another thing I also did, speaking about the diapers, before I forget, I also found those little plastic diapers, so that when she had an accident, because they're inevitable even though we're trying to potty train and that's the goal, accidents, especially in the first month or so, it was inevitable because that's just going to happen. And having the plastic pull-ups, training pants, they gave me the opportunity to avoid those messes, because she'd feel the wetness on her, but it wouldn't get all over my couch, and I didn't have to call someone to constantly be helping me to clean up those messes on the floor. And I didn't think it was a bad thing to have my daughter sit in it for a few minutes, so that she'd realize that that feeling is uncomfortable. This is not something I want to do. Of course, I wouldn't leave her in it for a long period of time, but just that added tip of knowing, okay, those type of diapers are better for me because it alleviates some of the stress, and I'm more happy about it because I know I won't have to clean a mess every few hours. And for her, because I can also have her just get the feeling, get to know that peeing in your underwear is not pleasant. And a lot of them are so cool because they look like underwear on the outside. They just have some extra plastic padding, so that makes it great for both parents and both kids. So if you are interested in that, I will put the link below, but you can follow me on Instagram. I'll have all that. You can DM me and we can talk. And I also have other things that helped me that I can't put in this video because I didn't want to make it long. So if you're interested, just hit me up or leave a comment below. So yes, readiness is so important. Don't rush it. I know it's frustrating, but having physical limitations and not being able to do what able-bodied parents would do as swiftly is irritating enough. So don't put that added pressure on yourself. Your kids will get it when they feel ready, and that's for any kid. But I think if you could just alleviate one less stress of the physical aspect, or make it less of an issue, you could get to the core of the potty training issue and getting them on that schedule so that they will go frequently and freely. This one, sorry, my camera got out. This one is number 3, and I think this one is more common, and I saw this one doing my research for this video a lot. In a lot of able-bodied parents, they would use the timer. I don't have any qualms about this one. I think it's great to use a timer, because just getting them in that habit and that schedule, I think that's the best way to do it. But I would just use that added tip of have yourself in the same routine as your child. I would sit on the potty with her even if I didn't really want to go. I kicked it up a notch because I said, okay, even with the timer, I can't run as fast as her. I can't get to the potty to help her with her clothes and to show her all that and to have those moments with her in training her. So I was always tried to be at least one step ahead, where it's like I didn't want to pester her with it and ask her like every 10 minutes, because that would just take the fun out of it and get her feeling very frustrated. But sometimes I'd ask her more often times than the 2-minute mark, especially more often than the 2-minute mark, especially if I knew she was just waking up from a long nap, she drank a lot recently, or just, a little time went by and I just wanted her to do it herself. And I'd ask her, do you need to pee? Sometimes she'd tell me no, and then she'd need to, and I wouldn't realize until I just said, you know what, you're going, because I just have a feeling. It's that mother's intuition, and I think that will help you a lot, because you don't have the ability of this down here to just grab her on demand and put her on there. She says, oh my God, I need to go. So use that mother's intuition. It won't always be perfect, but I can guarantee you that when your child sees that you're consistent, they will be consistent too. And that sense of independence that my daughter feels now, and the fact that we can go places without having to worry, and it's easier for me because they don't make change tables for disabled parents in public. Washrooms are not accessible they're accessible for people with disabilities, but not for parents with disabilities. Those change tables are way too high, and she was getting too big. It was becoming impossible for me. So we almost became like a prisoner in our home. We couldn't go out and do things because she wasn't potty trained, and I'm not rewarding reluctant behavior. My daughter is almost 4, and I didn't want to go to her 4th birthday with her not potty trained personally. So it was racking my brain, but this works for me, and I hope it works for you. Number 4, I think praise is great. I might get a little flack for this, but I let her know, oh, poop is, I let her know, I shamed her a little bit. And the mom police might come for me, but when you're physically disabled, you can't give them that physical hands-on approach as effectively as most people. So sometimes, of course, I didn't make her feel bad, I didn't bully her, I didn't call her names, but I said, Araya, that's yucky, I don't want to clean that, that's not fun. We can't go places. I would tell her that with that open dialogue, and she was getting into it because she realized, oh my God, if I do these things, then I don't have to be inside all the time, and it works. And she was rebellious for a while, but eventually, when she realized that I was serious, she gave up and she just went to the potty. And I did the reward system. We tried stickers for a bit, a sticker trap, but she didn't care for stickers. That only lasted so long, but I got candies. For a while I got sugar candies. They have sugar free if you don't do that. But I think a little sugar is not going to kill them if they're meeting that milestone and they're doing what they're supposed to do. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So you could choose sugar free. I know on Amazon they have those sugar free options, and I'll put the link below if you want them. But she couldn't tell the difference really, so it didn't matter. Yeah, like the potty chart, and when she got a certain amount of positive days of going and check marks, she would get a big prize at the end of the week. Maybe we just have takeout, I don't know, but it worked. And that positive encouragement, you're doing so great, baby, and oh my God, you're in there all by yourself, like that kind of positive reinforcement really helped. Number five, and I think this is the part that is just as important as number 1 with the communication and the readiness. I think that having some adaptive equipment, that yes, this is for your child, so you want to make sure it works for your child first and foremost. But if it doesn't work for you, if you can't reach down in your chair and grab them or help them with their underwear and stuff, it's not going to be helpful to you or your child or help you guys transition easily. You guys will be frustrated. I went through a lot of different potties trying to find the right ones. I bought the seat floor one and it just wasn't working, and then I bought the one with the stepping stool and she was able to get on and off, so that taught her independence. I don't have to help her as much as I did when I had the floor seat one, and if I didn't need to help her, it was high enough so that I could pull her off in my chair from the sitting position, much like I am now. So, you know, of course I kind of felt guilty because I wanted her to experience the way that the normal way, I guess. But if it's not adaptive for you, it won't really work for her, because for me, I'm a team. Me and my daughter are a team, and you know, finding that equipment that will work for both of you and her, you know, what good is it for her if it's no good for you, if you can't be a part of that? So keep that in mind. You know, now my daughter doesn't care. She just goes on whichever one is easily accessible to her because she's good with both. But I had to figure out what would work for me too, because I only put her needs into consideration because when I was shopping for potties. But then I said, how am I going to get her on and off this thing? And like, it's crazy that I never thought about that. I don't know, I just thought she'd go on magically. I don't know what I thought, but having that stepping stool, and it's a little bit more pricey, but it's really worth it. And it really helped me because we kind of have to adapt together. I know I'm the only one with the disability. She's able-bodied, but the way we do things looks a little different, and that's okay as long as we get them done. So thank you guys so much for watching my 5 potty training tips. Let me know in the comment section below what worked for you guys when you guys were potty training your rambunctious able-bodied toddlers. Let me know what worked for you guys, because I'm dying to hear. My daughter's like 95% there. But I'll still welcome any tips as we go along, because I haven't, in public, it's still a little fuzzy, you know, trying to run and get to her washroom in time. I'm trying to get her to tell me fast enough. She's doing so good in the underwear everywhere else that I don't, like at school and stuff, so hopefully we'll just do a little fine tuning and I can figure out some other tips that you guys have that will really catapult us to the 100% mark and be 100% potty trained. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss an update on any upcoming videos. Bye! See you in the next video. I'm out.